In today's video, we're going to be playing the Van Helsing character in World of Warcraft, which is basically a bolt slinger spec for witch hunters. We're going to test out today if it's any worth playing and how fun it actually is, since witch hunter will be my main for Conquest of Azeroth, at least for now. I want to dive a little bit deeper into this spec, so I hope you enjoy the video. One big advantage of the whole witch hunter class is that we can basically get to almost any place we want in Azeroth. As you can see, now I'm in the mountain range between Undercity and the Alterac Valley, so it was pretty easy to actually get here when I found the perfect point. So yeah, I really love what this class can do in terms of climbing. And now you can take a look at the Undercity from the mountaintop. Not that epic, is it? But let's have a look what we can actually see inside. So for this, we pop our Raven and we can fly, but not that long. And look at this. I'm actually stuck while flying now. I need to wait for my other cooldowns and then we'll see where it will take us. I should have just jumped down. There you go. We did manage to get here anyway. So let's pop our mount and try to jump on top of the Undercity walls. And I was running over something, but yeah, World of Warcraft is being known from glitches like that and no textures at all, because you're not supposed to get here in the first place. Shame. I thought that at least I can get to the outline border of the Undercity, but it's empty. It's a shame. Anyways, guys, back on topic, because it seems that I cannot find any group for random dungeon finders, so we're gonna do some mana storms. So, Witch Hunter, a very spammy class. As you can see, look at those shots just dropping like crazy. We also have some sort of Blade Storm of our own. Other than that, it's kind of complicated spec, I would say, in terms of spammability, because you have so many buttons. The problem is that your basic ability is Coiling Shot, which actually is required to shoot any other ability in your toolkit, which makes it a lot more too spammy to my liking, but I guess everybody can have their own taste. As you can see at my bars now, look at this, I'm just spamming number 2, because to even play this class, I had to make myself macros to kind of help it. I have a burst macro to shoot my 2 most damaging abilities, which is Heartstone Bolt and Witching Bolt. Oh my god. Yeah, so there's that. When it comes to bolts, of course, on top of that we have Witchbane and Heart-Seeking Bolt, which are our 2 very hard-hitting abilities. And what is quite important, they regenerate mana. And mana is the biggest problem in here. So yeah, but have you seen I did like 7k over there? So it was pretty cool. It's not really that bursty class, although it does have its moments. The biggest drawback being that it has quite a big ramp up time. But when you actually start rolling it, you can see some very big numbers being popped in a short period of time. And having a Blade Storm as a range class is very, very cool. Also, we have quite a lot of self-healing for like a range class, I would say. Because both our Witching Bolts and Heart-Seeking Bolts can heal us if spec'd correctly, which is great for PvP, to be honest. Other than that, what I love about this class is mobility. Look at this, we're constantly running on 30% movement speed, and it can be extended even more. The Dark Frenzy spell, which is the Blade Storm I have mentioned, is that cool spell from Diablo when you actually should have 2 crossbows and start shooting the mobs like crazy morpho you are. But yeah, at this, it's kind of hard to probably make it mechanically for Ascension, because, you know, they don't have proper animations. But yeah, the whole idea was pretty cool in my opinion. So it's good that they try things like that actually, to make something original and yeah, very cool thematically, because we are basically a Van Helsing We have very nice mobility, we can jump back, jump forward, we can turn into very fast Raven that can also fly for the time being. So yeah, we really do have very cool spells in our toolkit. The main issue were definitely those spammy abilities, but if you like very fast-paced playstyle, this will definitely be one of your favorites. Also, as a witch hunter overall, we have quite a nice array of defensive cooldowns from our overall witch hunter tree, which is very cool to have. Our 5-target AoE damage seems to be very cool because we only need to upkeep Ricochet spell, which is a 20 rage cost ability. That then makes our bolt abilities, so the main ones, not that spammy one, basically deal damage to 5 targets. On top of that, we have some random procs that also deal damage in AoE situations. So overall, we just continue our spammy playstyle while upkeeping one buff, literally. So yeah, nothing really that hard. If you can just literally upkeep that one little buff and not forget about it. Although yeah, having Bladestorm ability is always very cool to have, so I'm a big fan of it. Also, one very good point about this spec is that it doesn't really have the dead zone range, so you can basically spam your abilities even from point blank. So this makes the spec even more appealing, I would say. One shitty thing about the spec is that it has very heavy mana problems, and we are kind of forced to use one talent that makes our Vault, which is our main mobility skill, use it constantly to upkeep our mana. Maybe that was like a design idea to make you on the move constantly, but I don't know, sometimes it just feels not right that I have to press mobility button to even be able to deal damage. But I guess that's something that you have to decide for yourself. The very cool playstyle in Mana Storm is that we can basically sidewalk from the Mana Storm while upkeeping the AoE damage and just literally kill everything, only hiding from time to time to get rid of the casters, and that's it. The shots look pretty damn cool, and as you can see, the mobility, it's just crazy, bro. Big damage from our Bladestorm, and Lady Anaconda is gone. So like I said, if you like fast-paced spammy ranges, this spec will definitely be for you, and you will have shit tons of fun playing it. As for PvP, we've got some very nice defensive cooldowns and amazing mobility to actually keep ourselves alive. Although the sustained damage is pretty nice, we do kinda like in burst department. Although it's not totally useless or anything like that, we do have a ramp up time and we need to actually stack that rage and get some shots off before we can actually do anything useful. But if stars align and we get all those shots at once in a very quick succession, it can really deal some crazy damage. So that's definitely something cool to see and keep in mind while trying out the class. Other than that, our offensive cooldown, which is Dark Frenzy, the Bladestorm I was talking about earlier, also gives us some defensive capabilities, so it's very nice to use, for example, in a group of people, and then disengage with your mobility skills and stuff like that. So there are quite a lot of like options to consider while trying to deal damage. Although most of the time you still want to just, you know, keep yourself at backline, safe, shooting those crazy fast bolts, because basically nobody can stop you, you are that fast. You also have some slows and stuns if needed. Usually what I like to do for burst is just cap my rage at 100 when it's possible, when I have my heart-seeking bolt up, and then I'm gonna shoot the Witchbane and then heart-seeking. This usually gives you like the maximum burst you can potentially get. But yeah, the playstyle is rather spammy and just simply mashing those buttons to get those smaller yet very sustained numbers on the screen, and in hopes that somebody will finally get tired and die. Just kidding, it's not so bad. It's not so bad, but could be better, what can I say? Look at this, we're gonna try to burst down this guy. Actually, his health is going down not so bad, but unfortunately he's good a healer, so it's time to run, and we have an amazing hawk for this. For the situations like this, we can just disengage, pick another fight, and try to help our teammates. We've got one dot that we possibly want to keep for as long as possible. The good thing is also that we have some very nice sustained healing, because our Witching Bolt and Heartstop Bolt do heal us, so it does help out quite a lot in survivability department. Let's try to spin. Also, we have a very cool talent that during this spin we have very nicely increased dodge chance, so it's nice to have. We do have some healing, and this allows us to spam a little bit of this damage here and there. Let's try to do our burst rotation. I think I hit it for like 800. If it would crit, it wouldn't be that bad, but yeah, it's still nothing really that amazing. Look at this, those two rangers just shooting from my backs from stealth. Let's see at some statistics. I got 3 kills and dealt around almost like 60,000 damage, which is not really that crazy. I'm like middle of the pack. And as you have seen, I'm constantly running, trying to hit things, especially that I'm ranged. So although I do understand that this is like one of the most mobile classes, ranged classes that this game have, you basically do not ever have to stop to cast something or anything like that. So yeah, it does have to have its own drawbacks because it would be a little bit too powerful. So guys, that's it when it comes down to the Witch Hunter Bolt Slinger on Van Helsing spec, whatever you want. So today's winner of the CoA giveaway is Infinite0211 CoA Hype Layara on Elune. So check out your mailbox, Layara. The CoA book is on your way to you. Enjoy.